The perfect home. It all starts with the foundation. Today, I want to go over 5 tips for maintaining your foundation here in Central Texas right after this. Hello, I'm Anthony George, the Home Guy Waco. Each week I put together videos pertaining to Waco, real estate, and the surrounding area. Today, I want to go into 5 ways to maintain your foundation here in Central Texas. When I moved to Texas, I came from Illinois, and foundation problems and issues weren't really heard of. But here, built upon this clay soil with a limestone foundation, all the heavy rains that we get 2 or 3 months of the year, combined with some extreme drought, has caused some foundation issues with a lot of homes. First tip, take care of the drainage. I know here in Central Texas, not a lot of homes are built with gutters, so all of the rain comes straight off the house and goes around the house. And the reason for this is to try to maintain moisture around the foundation. However, what can happen is a lot of times that rain comes off in the one spot and it will pool. It will pool up against the foundation, causing the ground to get soggy, wet, really soft, allowing that foundation to shift one way or the other. One way to combat this is people have installed French drains around their home, around the perimeter, to where those drippings come off, hit the French drain, and are then distributed around the yard and away from the home. Also, sloping from the home. Say you have gutters, everything's fine that way. But a lot of times the yard has, over the years, has sunk here or there, so you have water running back against the house, or water just sits in the yard. Same thing can happen. It'll develop a soft spot, allowing that foundation to shift one way or another. So make sure that you check the drainage in and around your home, and make sure you don't have pooling and standing water up against your foundation. Number 2, watering. You may look at me funny and think, well, I water the grass, but why should I worry about the foundation? Well, in the times of extreme heat, the soil will contract and shrivel up and pull away from the foundation, allowing it to spread and move that way as well. So one time of the year you have trouble with it being soft, another time of the year you have trouble with it drying up and pulling away. So some people install soaker hoses and different things around their home just to make sure they maintain enough water in and around the foundation and enough moisture. I'm not saying to have it pooling, I'm not saying to have it flooded, just keep it moist, like you would your grass. Just make sure that you have some moisture up and around the foundation, especially in times of extreme drought, to where it's not pulling away and the earth is not pulling away from your foundation. Number 3, trees and shrubs. Kind of goes along with the watering and also comes into play with a lot of root problems. A lot of times in new neighborhoods, new home builds, even existing homes, we see the oak tree at the nursery, and it's about this big around, or it might even be a sapling and this big around, about this tall. We don't think anything of it. We walk out from the house, we think, okay, it's a long way from the house, 20, 30 feet. Let's put it right here. We plant the tree. We're not thinking about 20, 30, 40 years from now. As that canopy spreads, the roots underground are spreading too. And if the canopy on that oak tree is 30, 40 feet wide, guess what? Those roots are also going that far. So if you've planted it 20 feet from the house, those roots are starting to get into the foundation. And a root, if it just finds a crack, it will go through the crack and start working that foundation and moving it and shifting that home. And so now you have a foundation problem because you planted a tree, or someone planted a tree 10, 15, 20 years before you even moved into the home. A couple things that combat that: they can put in root barriers to keep roots from the foundation. You can also make sure that when you do plant your trees and shrubs, they're planted far enough away from the home that their root system is not going to get into that foundation. Number 4, let's say a crack or a fissure does develop. You start seeing a crack going up the brick in your home, where you start seeing cracks over the windows or around the doors. What you need to do at that point, does your foundation shifting? Yes, probably. Has it shifted enough to warrant a repair? Maybe, maybe not. What is suggested is to watch that fissure. Does it get worse over time? Does it get worse quickly? Do you start seeing it in other spaces in the house? If you do, it may be time to call a qualified foundation repair or a foundation specialist. Take care of the issue early before it becomes a major issue later. It all adds up to dollars. If we catch it early, it can be fixed and maintained a lot easier and a lot cheaper than if you wait until the house is falling down. Then at that point, to say you decide you don't want to fix it, you want to sell the house, well, guess what? The value just got knocked in the dirt as well because it has foundation issues. The number one issue that we find in real estate here in Central Texas are foundation issues, and have they been dealt with? Number 5, do a checkup on your homeowners policy. Does it cover plumbing in case of foundation issues? These new homes, everything's been built on a slab, the plumbing runs through the concrete starts to shift, plumbing gets involved. Or do you have coverage to cover your home in the case of water breakage inside the foundation? Because if you don't, again, a small problem can turn into big dollars down the road. If you like my content, please consider clicking subscribe or click the little bell to be notified each week as I put out new information about Waco and the surrounding area.